Watching the Cannabis Broadcasting Group here at cbgtv.com.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
Nothing? Why not?
On this Lifestyle Radio website.
Sounds like a cool website.
Yeah, it's alright. Oh, wait, I might have it.
You might have it.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
The opinions expressed during this show are those of the individual participants and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of their associated organizations or Lifestyle Radio.
You like music, you like weed, well, we gonna be good friends indeed. This is how much I like more than smoking trees. They'll make you dance the do-si-do and teach you how the chiba grows. Smoke a bowl on the 420 radio show. On Lifestyle Radio.
All right, here we are.
Welcome back, everybody.
Did you find anybody else, Marcel?
No.
Oh, man.
The hell with them all. We don't even like those people anymore. We just like Kaylee and Nick because they showed up.
So, Marcel set this up, so I'm going to let Marcel tell you what's going on.
No, I'm busy. I'm busy. I'm correcting wrong people. Wrong people were wrong on the internet. Somebody needs to correct them.
Oh, is that what it is?
On a mission.
On a mission.
What were they wrong about?
Meat.
Oh, you got to fill us in on that, man.
Okay, so people are freaking out because in the grocery stores, mainly, Galen Weston stores, they're selling meat that they say is, how do they word it? Hang on, I've got a label here.
The Mexican meat?
Yeah, it's rib steak, boneless, tray pack, cut from ungraded Mexican beef. And everybody's freaking out, right? But here's the cool thing about this meat. This meat has been thoroughly inspected to ensure that it complies with Health Canada's or Agriculture Canada's standards before it can come into the country.
It would have to.
Grading is a result of the producer.
Yeah.
There's no regulations on grading. So being ungraded meat just means nobody looked at it to see how much fat was in the meat.
Yeah.
The higher the fat content, the higher the grade. And that's all grading is. So if I go to the store and I see that steak, a ribeye steak on for $4.72, right? Which the average price right now is around $24 a pound for local beef. If I can get it for $5 or $6 a pound, and I can grade it myself by looking at how much marbling's in the meat.
Yeah.
Okay, but is the Mexican meat okay by the time it gets here is the question.
Of course, or it would never get here.
Yeah.
The customs would never allow it into the country if it doesn't pass.
Yeah, I fully believe that they can safely move meat from there to here. I just personally rather... because like it was 2 years ago, I went to a guy I knew that had cows grazing in the field, and I bought a quarter of a beef from him, and we cut it up ourselves, and then that ended up being about $5.50 a pound. I mean, plus our freezer bags and stuff. So
it's a lot cheaper to do it.
And it was so much better.
You can't get meat up here. I'm in Northern Ontario, and you can't get meat at good prices here at all.
But meat travels worldwide all the time.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Canada ships dead chickens to China. China processes them into packages and sends them back.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
it and everything else.
Happens all the time. That's normal. So.
Yeah. No, I didn't freak out when I seen that either.
If you see that ungraded meat, grade it yourself. If it's got lots and lots of fat in it, call it Wagyu.
Yeah.
Because that's all Wagyu is.
Yeah.
It's
so,
fat meat.
Are we done with that argument now?
It's not even an argument. They're just mistaken.
Okay,
People freak out when they see ungraded.
I doubt they'll calm down and figure it out. They just hate it because it's not.
Yeah, I see the pictures with Mexican beef, and I'm like, yeah.
Oh. What's the difference between
it? Would I buy it if I had a choice? It would depend on the price, to be honest.
Yeah.
What's the difference between a Mexican cow and a Canadian cow, though? Seriously, I mean,
In my opinion, it would all be in what it's eating. It's the same reason I don't buy like Costco meat or anything else. It's just like what is the animal eating? That's why I really like the cow that I bought, because it was just grass.
How long did it last you?
Like almost a full year, if not longer. We had roasts and stew meat and all kinds of.
I'd have it all in the steaks.
Yeah, now we had a few really, really thick steaks. Yeah, it was nice. Lots of hamburger because the kids.
Yeah, hamburger's good too. Do you hunt? What about deer?
I've had my license for 5 years and I haven't got to go out and shoot a deer yet because of the kids. That's what I'm blaming it on, the kids. That's what I'm usually busy with.
So
that's okay. I haven't been deer hunting in a long time either.
Marcel.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you introduce our guests now?
Yes, this is Kaylee and Nick Jones.
You're very low tonight, buddy. I'm going to turn your microphone up a bit.
I could reposition. Is that better?
A little bit. I turned you up anyways.
Okay. I don't know. No, I met Kaylee and Nick 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yep. At the first Harvest Fest.
Well, it wasn't my
maybe like a year and a half.
At your first
our first Harvest Fest. Yeah.
I'd been to a few at that point. But I met them because of their daughter, Sophie, who is 7 now, I'm told.
Yep.
That I guess I may have been mistaken, and I don't remember actually saying that she was 6, but whatever.
It was probably on the last petition or something, maybe.
Could have been. I don't know. She's such a sweetie.
Yeah.
But she has a condition called Malan Syndrome, M-A-L-A-N. And I'm going to let them tell you about this nice syndrome that's not very nice, and it's really confusing when you start reading about it. But you guys know all about it, don't you?
Yeah. We're pretty much little experts on it, I guess, as you can say. So, Sophie's...
it is pretty confusing at times, but
it is a little confusing. Sophie's got a couple genetic disorders too, on top of Malan Syndrome. So, she was diagnosed around 5.5 months old. She was diagnosed with a microdeletion on chromosome 19. It goes by 19p.12p.13p.12 or 13 or something like that. It's a mapping deletion, so that's the Malan. And it also is the NFIX gene that goes with it, and then CACN1A gene. It's another mapping number too. That causes her life-threatening epilepsy. She has low muscle tone, a global development delay, autism, anxiety, ataxia, hemiplegic migraines. She uses a walker, a wheelchair to get around.
She's very vocal, but she's nonverbal.
I was gonna ask: is she getting a little more verbal, or is she just vocal?
Yeah, she surprises us with words every now and then, but she's kind of like that dancing frog off Looney Tunes. And whenever you wanted her to do it again, she's like, no.
She said my best friend's name the other day. She said Amy. She says Ray once in a while. She'll say Mama, Dad.
She said yellow one time.
Yoga.
Yeah.
Like she'll say random words when she wants to. She signs bath, eat, mom. She says yes, yeah, no. She goes when she's pooped or needs a diaper change. She spins in circles when she wants her swing.
Yeah, that was great. She did that today. She came army crawling out of the living room at like 100 miles an hour and came out and did like 2 quick circles. So it's like, okay, I'm setting her swing up. I got it.
Yeah, she loves going fast. You can sit her in her pea pod chair and put on like racing movies.
Yeah, monster trucks, NASCAR. She loves like anything like dash cam or driver cam footage, rally cars, like flying through the woods at 200
Really?
miles an hour. Oh my god, she loses it. Hands and feet just
Stims
going
like crazy.
everywhere. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
quite
So
funny.
I'm guessing she likes going for a drive in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other two pass out within like 2 minutes. She's like can't pass out at all. She could be ready for sleep, and if she gets in the car, she's like, no, I get to see stuff going by in the window.
Yeah, she's pretty awesome little girl.
Yeah.
So her epilepsy started around after her third birthday. So that was the whole reason we started on this awful journey.
Yeah. We were going in and out of hospital, getting ambulance trips. I was working in the city, so I was driving back from the city every time they had to go in by ambulance. And we ended up trying 3 different pharmaceutical medications to try to calm the seizures down, and then all they did was make it worse. They just made her worse, made her super temperamental and angry, and she ended up getting rashes and everything else until we finally stood our ground and asked, like, you know, like, because they kept saying they wanted to try this. They said, why can't we try CBD oil? We ended up having a neurologist that was on the verge of retirement. Even he said, like, he didn't think any other neurologist in the IWK would have agreed to put her on it, but he said, you're their parents, you guys know what's best for her, so if you guys feel that's what you want to do. And we said, yeah, we're done. Like, we've seen enough. We don't trust the doctors more than the results, you know what I mean? So
right.
It's like, we want to try this, and sure enough, it wasn't very long. It was
2 months in after she finally got up to her highest dose in their eyes.
Yeah.
But
which was what? How much was she?
So she takes at the time it was 8 and 8.
Yeah, twice a day, 8 mils. And she's been on 20 to 1 since she started, so 20 CBD to 1 THC. And then they were like, if that doesn't work, that's as high as they were willing to go. And even still, like, since she's been on, they haven't touched the ratios, the CBD to THC ratios or anything. The only thing, it was after we talked to Marcel that he said that she should be taking it 3 times a day, that we talked to our neurologist, and they were like, oh really? Okay, maybe she shouldn't. And so so we split it up, and instead of 8 and 8, now she's on 10 at night, and then 3 in the morning, 3 at lunchtime.
I remember when I went in to talk to my doctor for the first time, and he was like, I don't know anything about doses. But now, you know, this is many years later, and it's nice to know that there are doctors out there that are willing to learn now. Is it a younger doctor or an older doctor?
The neurologist that prescribed it, he was older. He was right on the verge of retire. He's retired now.
Yeah.
So
we've got a couple other doctors, like her family doctor's on board, and the neurologist that she has is on board, but
kind of.
Yeah,
right?
kind of, sort of. I don't think she would have been if she wasn't already on it. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's him doctor.
Oh, yeah.
The other one was too, but the IWK can't keep neurology.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing that the doctor's on board, because, you know, if they're not, they're not. And there's really no swaying them.
You're lucky you got a neurologist that'll listen.
Yeah, no, we were extremely lucky.
Yeah.
Because I have MS, so I had to deal with neurologists.
Yeah.
And they didn't listen.
Until they threw me out of the MS clinic and said I was no longer allowed on the property. But I proved to them from day one that I knew more than their neurologists.
Yeah. Yeah, we've proven that a few times.
Why they don't like me.
Yeah.
I feel like that's why they've been giving us the...
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But, I mean, I'm a living example that it works.
Yeah.
Sophie has improved her quality of life greatly.
Yeah. I wish people could see the difference, because it was horrible.
And I know with a little bit of dosage adjustment, you could probably see even more improvement.
Yeah, well, that's what we've been thinking too. But
my issue with Sophie and why I'm uncomfortable being around Sophie, and I only say I'm uncomfortable to you guys right now for the first time, but there's a reason. Sophie seems to me like she's the perfect sponge, and she's soaking in every bit of information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when we were talking, she was Yeah, she was holding my hand, but
Yeah.
yes, she was
Yeah.
listening to every
I
word
say
I was
I
saying.
say that every single time somebody different is in the house and we're having a conversation. As soon as you are talking about her, she's whipping her head around and staring at you like, "What? Yeah, I know what you're
Yeah,
talking
she's
about."
listening. She
Oh,
knows what's going on.
She chimes
100%.
right in, and
Yeah.
it's pretty cute when you talk about her medication. Cause
Yeah, she does. She ever said? I mean, there was one time she said that she was driving, and there was a ad on the radio.
we were
Something about
going to her
medication.
preschool at the time, and it was like CBD oil. It was like benefit, like all the benefits or whatever. And she was just
Yeah, she's like, "You love your medicine, Soph?" And she just started, "Yes, yes, yes!" Like super excited. I mean, like seriously, because she takes it at 6 o'clock at night, usually like just after supper, and if we forget it, she's like right out in the kitchen, super verbal, like slapping the floor, like she's making a ruckus, letting us know that it's time for her medicine.
It's time.
Like,
That's good. That's
right?
excellent.
That's crazy. And she just takes it raw. Like we started off mixing it with almond milk.
I was just going to ask
She didn't want to take it all. Like she'd drink half to 3/4 of it, and then we were wasting oil. So we're like, well, we're just going to have to try it. And now, I mean, she will take like 3-4 mils at a time and then look at you and smile. Like, no coughing, no gagging, no looking for something else. Like she usually drinks milk after, but she can take a big shot of it and
she does way better than I do then.
Yeah.
She loves it.
Anybody I would know either. Yeah. No, it's crazy. She loves this
I like
stuff.
to put it on my finger and
Yeah.
So you guys have been fighting with the government for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, just go ahead and tell us what that experience has been like for you.
Not horrible. Not too many roadblocks yet. We brought a petition to our local or our provincial government, and that it didn't really go much further than that. So we're kind of looking at a federal petition now and trying to get that.
Did they read the petition in the House?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
last year.
What was their response?
What did they say? It got tabled or whatever it's called.
Yeah, it's pretty much. I haven't heard back from Chris much about it.
Because I mean, we had one of the most signatures of any petition there that day when it did get read.
They were all pretty supportive of it.
We submitted one years ago for MS patients. It was the signature that had the most, or the petition that had the most signatures ever, and they refused to even read it in the House.
Wow.
Because they weren't going to allow it.
Man.
That's sad.
Yeah.
It shouldn't, that's the whole thing. Like, I have in my speech that I was going to do, it's about, like, what happens when Sophie ages out of the pediatric program, and it's not just...
Yeah.
It shouldn't just be... There should be a drug identification number, not just for her.
Like obviously,
for
the kids are important. But everybody's important. You know what I mean? Sophie's not going to be a kid forever, and she's going to need it when she grows up too. So,
So for the last 20, 25 years, we've had this argument with the government in regards to a DIN number in cannabis.
Yeah.
And their stance has always been that it's never going to get a DIN number because there's no consistency.
Yeah.
But they can give it to the vets.
Well, no, what they did is they did a workaround to give it to the vets. The vets got their own DIN number assigned to them. All right.
That's okay.
So this is what I think should be done by the health minister is assign a DIN number to Sophie for the rest of her life.
Yeah.
And any child with that type of a syndrome that has shown definite benefit and promise from a cannabinoid treatment. Right? Whether it's THC or CBD or a combination of the two.
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
That to me is the only way that you're going to end up being able to get coverage from what I can see, unless the government want to bite the hand that feeds them by putting cannabis as a medicinal product and not as a narcotic, a dangerous psychoactive drug.
Yeah.
Yep. I wish that they would start actually doing studies, though. We have a pretty good offer from an LP in the States, but we're waiting on her her neurologist to talk to us about this pretty amazing offer that she's been, like, they actually want to study her. They want to, like, which should be, I mean, her LP right now is amazing, but they'll have to keep upping the prices, and, like, eventually she'll age out of the pediatric program. Like, she needs somebody that's going to actually follow her and know what, like, they want to make gummies for her. Like, I don't know. It's just, there's so many more educated people. I wish that they would kind of pass the torch, and because there's so many kids I know of, parents that I know of, that are struggling financially, and same thing, struggling with the neurologist to even accept that it's working, or they're even still putting more medication on top of the child, and then the child's still seizing multiple times a day. Like, Sophie doesn't
try, and then that way they can try to blame it on the CBD oil when it doesn't work.
Right.
But then adding all of the other medications is putting more risk to the liver and the kidneys.
And we've seen, I don't know how many kids we've seen it, like, in it, like, personally, like,
it's sad.
It would be my brother-in-law's cousin. They have a son, and it was like the same thing. Like, we were trying to tell him, like, you have to stand your ground, tell the doctors you don't want him on any of these medications, and try just CBD and see how it works. And they just would not. And she was just constantly complaining about having to spend thousands of dollars a month on medication. And we're just like, just think about Sophie and think about how. I mean, Sophie's not every case. It's not going to work in every case. But
no.
Is the medication that they're prescribing, or other than the cannabis, is it all covered for you guys, or is it over?
Anything would be covered other than
she's not on any anti-epileptic medication, but
because of the cannabis.
Yeah.
The only other thing she's on is Prevacid for us.
But that's well, I mean, I'm diabetic. There are some things that I have to take. Right.
Anything else, she would be covered.
This is what I'm getting at. I mean, it's ridiculous.
They cover anything that would send her to the hospital 3 times a week in an ambulance, and they pay for the ambulance bill.
That's right.
But they won't.
I'm up near Thunder Bay. I'm 3 hours shy of Thunder Bay. If I have any complications, that's where they'll ship me.
Man,
but yet I'm using cannabis to control my diabetes and my pain and blah 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 blah. But it's also not covered. Right. The only thing that you can do is purchase from a legal provider and get your receipt and put it in for your taxes. But that's how much is that, Marcel?
Oh man.
It's not worth doing.
No. I have my
So your alternative is to learn how to grow or find somebody to grow
exactly.
for you. I'm learning how to grow.
That's just it. I can grow like awesome, but it's just then I got to learn how to produce the oil, and then I got to learn how to be confident enough in it that I can give it to my daughter.
The oils.
I can teach you that.
The oils the only part that I don't know how to do.
I do,
because I can grow.
I know how to do it
here. But,
yes, I know.
And I've got. I wonder if I can get that picture. I wonder if I can take it off the wall so I can show them the picture of me and.
Yeah, probably.
Did you blow yourself up?
His prized possession. One of his biggest plants.
All right on. I mean, learning how to make her medicine is easy.
Yeah.
It's just having the product to make the medicine.
Or finding a source until
you okay. I've seen that picture.
There you go.
Oh. Yeah. You know how to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was like a month and a half before harvest too.
Right on. Well, I mean, that's always your best option. This option from the ones from the States, if they're providing it free, would be a good option.
They
But
want to, yeah.
I think what you'd have to do is you'd have to get another LP or somebody like another LP that could import it in from them to legally get it to you.
I know
And-
somebody mentioned about asking one of the reserves or something.
No, because you, to get it across the border, it's going to have to be legit, right?
Yeah, and that's what I told them. I want it
So
all
the only
legit.
ones that can get an import license for cannabis would be an LP.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Right. So if you can get a licensed producer or somebody associated with a licensed producer with a license, and I have somebody in mind, and we'll talk about that later. They may be able to import it and supply it to you.
That would be nice.
The charges might be the import fees, because if they're supplying it to you for free, he's not going to charge it to you, but there's going to be some import shipping fees that might have to be absorbed.
Yeah, either way would be better than the monthly bill we're paying now.
Yeah. While we're talking and chatting, I'll just send a message.
I know some people.
Yeah.
Just a few.
Yeah, one or two contacts. There we go.
See, there's 3 of us here. Hi.
Hey.
3 of us? Sorry. Oh, you guys can carry on talking and so.
Yes.
So, what are you going to do now? Your next step to the federal government?
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to try to make a petition to bring to them.
Hopefully.
Who exactly are you petitioning?
Well, as far as I know, Chris said that we had to do it federally because there was no province that had it
Regulated or
yeah. So that was why.
Federally, that's a whole other animal.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So now we have to try to reach out to
Start right
Boston and
your office.
Yep.
And say, Monsieur Prime Minister, please help the fuck us, please. Seriously, it's ridiculous. 2024, all right, and cannabis is legal in Canada.
Yeah.
But it's not covered.
Yep.
Yeah.
On so many. Never mind.
An 18-year-old can go sit down at the lake and get high with his buddies.
Borrow and plead to help your daughter.
Yeah.
At 7, and then worry about her whole.
Yeah.
Because once she starts on it.
Yeah.
I just went through that last month where I ran out because of the Christmas season. I ran out. I went 3 weeks without any cannabis at all, except for a gram of shatter in my shatterizer that I stretched out. And it was horrible. I slept. Just waiting to the day that I could afford to go and get some more.
Yeah. It's not fair.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the shroomies help too.
Yeah.
But, I'm not saying put her on shrooms. Not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah. Well, they also said, like, once she turns 18, like, it's not.
Do whatever she wants.
Exactly.
So,
that's right.
So that almost worked. Canada does not allow imports of cannabis products.
From the States?
From any birth.
No, Jamaica. That you can from Jamaica. I believe there's import-export to Jamaica.
Nope. Export only.
Oh.
So
we
sad.
can export because we export to Australia, Germany, everywhere. Right?
Huh.
But no imports.
So you
It's
gotta
sad
grow
that
it
they
in
want to
your-
help and you can't even help. Like, man.
You got to find a strain that works and grow it for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have some fun with it.
Yeah.
You know, it's an expense. I know. I'm
We
not
can
looking
teach you to
forward
grow,
the
we can teach you to process, and we can
$200-$300.
teach you to formulate.
Yeah.
Exactly. But it's expensive. Also, not
Yeah.
as expensive as buying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean I save you as a taxpayer over $150,000 a year
Mm.
on medical crap
Yeah.
that is all completely covered if I want it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But instead of me spending and wasting $150,000 a year in medications and doctor's visits and testing and everything else, and get worse, I would rather spend the money to make myself better.
You've
Yeah.
also learned how to take care of yourself.
Yeah, to a point. I mean, I can still have a relapse. I
Yeah,
can
but
still.
you're not wiping drool off your chin like you were.
Oh, Jesus, no.
You have a
No,
quality of life.
I'm still not in a wheelchair again
But
either.
but
So
but if your cannabis supply were to end tomorrow, in about a week's time, you would be back to drooling in a napkin.
Yeah.
pretty much, yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
and that's not okay.
Actually,
They look after
actually,
mental
it's
health
not
and
even a
mental
week.
health
It's
of
three.
people.
It's about 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, not long at all. You go.
That's what gives me so much anxiety about if anything ever happened.
Well,
Like,
Yeah.
Right.
We usually make sure we get like a month in advance of oil stocked
So
up.
what does it work out to? What you're giving her on a monthly basis? How much are you actually getting to give to her?
I think it's like 8 bottles a month.
Yeah. I
8
don't-
the vials.
Yeah.
Well,
No. It's a tincture.
yeah, I
Oh,
can go
okay.
grab it. Yeah, one
Okay.
second.
So it's
So you
probably a
just
palm
give her
oil
drops
or
in her food
Yeah.
or whatever. I get.
MCT or something like that.
Yeah.
And do you know the strain that is working for her right now?
Yeah, this one actually has a strain. The crap we were getting from Organigram, it didn't even have a it didn't have a profile. You know what I mean? It was like a recipe. It was like a concoction. But this,
you need something
Should
that's
be bigger.
tested either from the legal market or you need to learn how to do it yourself.
yeah, 100%.
Right. And you know what? I had a cap. Where is it? One of the Ready Can gel caps. Right. I can't even see how much is in it. Like I can't even see. Do you know by chance, Marcel, what the Ready Can
No.
gel caps are?
No,
What's the maximum that they can be?
10 milligrams.
So that's probably what it is, 5 or 10 milligrams, right? And it does nothing for me at all. Nothing. It's just like I took a gel cap, whippy, woohoo, woo.
Yeah, but it's a distillate, so you wouldn't feel anything off a distillate. You'd be like me. All I get from a distillate's a headache.
Yeah.
Me as well. Yeah, and hence Marcel's little sign there that you can't.
Yeah, it doesn't
definitely.
size very well in there. We're gonna fix that. Make it smaller.
Yeah.
I find it asinine. I think that's a good word. That like like I said, 2024.
Yeah.
Still facing. Marcel has been sitting here with me doing this for over 10 years now, and I've been doing this almost 20. And yeah, it's legal in a lot of places now. Canada for sure.
Yeah, kind of is right.
But yet
That's
we're
what I say,
still
like-
having these fucking
Yeah.
arguments.
Well, I say we probably would have already grown it ourselves and tried it ourselves if we weren't afraid of somebody like the neurologist asking questions like, "What are you doing?"
Okay, so let me ask
You
you,
know
a
what I
question.
mean?
Have you applied for a grow license?
So her family doctor said that she wouldn't prescribe it, but the the doctor place up in Halifax there that prescribes my license said that they would write our license to grow for her, like her license, so
There
that we
you
can grow for her. Yeah.
And again, Marcel can help you with that as well. That
Okay.
journey.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, because we have
Yeah.
the perfect
Follow
garden.
Marcel and he'll help you.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
the perfect
see, I got
garden
all
for
involved.
outdoor growing. So
Yeah, but what you do is
Okay,
you get a
and
license
you got
for
your 4
indoor and
plants.
outdoor.
You've got your 4 plants
yeah,
that you
always.
can grow tomorrow.
Yeah.
But Kaylee
Okay,
also has a
legally.
license too. You said
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she's got an extra 3. I think
So,
they allow.
so
her,
you're
so.
covered as far
outdoors.
as legalities go, and they're not going to come in and take Sophie from you. Is my
Yeah.
whole point, because you're covered, you're licensed.
Yeah.
So just
Yeah.
it's a matter of I would say start small, and you know, I
Yeah.
mean, I've already sunk well over $1,000 into my grow room, and it's not
Al,
even near being closed.
Yeah.
Al,
Yeah. It's easy to
Al.
spend money when it
Yes,
comes to that.
Did you see the picture?
the picture
Yeah,
where?
the picture that Nick showed.
Yeah, I know he can grow.
He knows how to grow.
Okay, well, you can help me then, because I'm having a hard time up here. Getting
I give full credit to the garden, most credit to the garden.
I'm on my 4th fucking round here. Nothing's coming up over here. I'm way high up in the fucking.
Yeah.
You just got to move down here.
I just moved here.
Oh man.
I just moved here. Move him.
Hey, listen, I've tried to warn him so many times about things, and he never listens to me. Just goes off and
we
does
get
it
along
anyway.
great.
But then he turns around afterwards and realizes that fuck, I should have listened to him. But oh well, I'm not going to admit it.
Blah, 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 blah.
Get along
Marcel
great.
is king. Oh, hail Marcel.
I've been keeping score, Al.
Fuck you, buddy.
I'm 3-0. Oh yeah, but it's fun. Yeah, I mean, you get the right strain. What did you say the strain was?
So right now she's on CBD Charlotte's Angel. So 19.64 to 0.95 THC.
Question, Marcel.
Okay. Yep.
Would something like Haley's comic work?
I think it's quite similar.
Very likely.
So maybe you should reach out.
Anything can work, because here's the thing. As she gets older, her metabolism,
it's going to change. Yeah,
everything's going to change. So there's no sense in getting set on any one particular strain right away.
Yeah.
I would look at growing 2, maybe 3 strains, depending on how many plants. But
I will tell you because I've purchased them from the OCS. You can get CBD strains from the OCS, and they do have the numbers there. So you can look at that as well. Right from the website.
It's good to know.
Yeah.
If you want to keep it all legal, is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what we've been trying to aim towards.
I want to do it for her.
Well, I want to remind everybody that once your doctor puts his signature right there on that piece of paper saying, I feel my patient is entitled to use cannabis as a medicine, fuck you.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. My doctor says they're on board.
Right.
That's all you need in a court of law.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay. The issue, I think, though, is being as young as she is. What, Marcel?
Before legalization, where I was extremely active in a lot of this stuff, my doctor was already prepared to be my first witness on the stand.
Because you have a doctor.
Not anymore. He died.
Mine's just retired, but yeah.
Mine just passed away this week after going the chemo route of cancer.
Oh
yeah.
So chemo's a bad thing, and I don't know why he.
Watch my dad go through it.
I don't know why he didn't listen to me, but.
So can I ask, what's changed for her quality of life then and now? What is the difference?
I would say probably less seizures to start, Al.
That is a good start.
Yeah, so they were coming.
I know that route. I have a friend who's got a son who's got, I think, CP and some other, a whole host of things. Who's nonverbal. He's getting older now, and at one point, she was struggling just to keep him from having. I don't even know the numbers of grand mal seizures every day.
Yep.
And then he started taking a tincture and it worked, and then it stopped working, and then it worked again, and then it as they get older, you know. So I mean, but there'll be a time when a caregiver will have to know.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, she's had like a 80% drop in time in hospital.
Wow.
Yeah, because she was going
him as well.
Yeah, she was going all the time and like a few times a week, and yeah, it was bad. Like when she was having seizures, it was lasting up to 45 minutes, and like we'd be in the hospital hooked up to like the oxygen monitors and watching her oxygen drop and her heart rate drop. And
can I ask a serious question?
Yeah, of course.
Did they force you guys to have the COVID shot?
They forced us.
They
word it. I mean, they didn't come to the house and tie us down, but they told us that we weren't allowed to take Sophie to the IWK if neither one of us had it. Well, if one of us didn't have it, whoever brought her. So
my friend was about to be denied her cancer treatment.
Yeah.
If she did not, him or her and her husband were not. Not get the shot.
Yeah, neither one of us were on agreement though. Neither one of us wanted it at all. But I mean,
did they make you give her the shot as well?
No, thankfully, because we were like, she has immune issues. We do not like. If you were responsible for something with her,
has she contracted it?
Probably. I think so.
Didn't test her,
exactly.
Yeah. I'm not going to test her. I'm not going to force it. It's hard enough giving her blood work.
She got plenty of colds and flus throughout the last couple of years.
I had to get tested when I went to surgery, and that's it. That's all I've done.
Yeah.
If she hasn't been vaccinated and she's had COVID, she won't get it again.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah. She's built up a natural immunity.
Yeah.
So, but it's good to know that they didn't make you get her to have it because she's got respiratory issues and stuff. As we now know, is one of the issues people are having because of this fucking shot.
Yeah, it's one thing I'm really thankful is that she wasn't pregnant when we got it, and we had all of our kids before we got the shot, so none of our kids are going to be affected if anybody is affected. So good. That was the only thing that made us like at all comfortable with doing it.
Yeah, we weren't allowed to take Sophie into any of her appointments.
If you hadn't been vaccinated.
Yeah.
I don't. Okay, whatever.
Wild.
Right?
Yeah. That's kind of the way. That's kind of the way most of my conversations have been going about that whole thing too.
I just watched a video here the other day of a doctor talking about how many doctors are dying off very suddenly from respiratory, myocardial cancers, aggressive cancers.
Yeah.
And it's all the doctors that were lining up first to get the shot.
Yeah.
So, I mean, our little town of Amherst, we've lost 3 doctors all of a sudden. Not my doctor. My doctor, he's been long gone for a while. But we've had 3 active doctors all die within, I think, the last 6 months or 7 months.
Man.
And that's and as if we didn't already have a doctor shortage. Now we've got a bunch of doctors that have been poisoned and trying to get everybody else to
my doctor advised me to take it. He said, go, because of your weight with your diabetes and your health, go get it. And I went by one of the trailers there, and there was nobody there at all. So I went to McDonald's and went home. I mean,
I went into my doctor's office. This is years ago. I went in one day. It was a busy day, flu season.
He said you want a shot.
He's got his head down on the desk writing away. I sit down. He doesn't even look up. He says, "Oh, so you're here for your flu shot?" And I never said a word. And he kind of looked up and he saw who it was. And the both of us got into the laughing, and he couldn't stop laughing because there's no way I was ever taking a flu shot. The very first time I met him, he said, so are you getting a flu shot? And I said, not a chance. He's, why not? I said, do you know how the flu shot comes out, or how they come up with a flu shot?
Yeah.
He said, how? I said, well, right now they're looking at pigs in China to figure out what kind of flu strain will be out here in 2 years.
What's next?
Yeah.
It's a guess.
Yeah.
543 20.
He looks right at me. He says, but sometimes they get it right.
Yeah. You're not even allowed to talk
Guessing game.
that to some people. They just, look at you like you're crazy. And
yeah.
Well, like I said, my doctor advised me to take it, but when I asked if he was giving it, he said no. So I was like, okay, then no, thank you.
Right.
If he had said, yes, I have it right here, I probably would have got it.
Yeah.
I have MS. I have a compromised immune system. Am I going to compromise it more?
Yeah, well, that was basically what we were at with Sophie. It's just we didn't want to take the risk, so.
Well, and when
it
we
wasn't
did,
a risk to me. You know what I mean? I kept looking around. It's like all I kept seeing was stories. And they just kept giving me horror stories. I know this guy, and his lungs look like a tornado went through. I was okay, but I just don't see it. You know what I mean? I keep hearing these stories. I just don't see it.
My father got diagnosed with one of the slowest moving cancers. And 3 months later, he was dead because it was all through him.
Yeah.
Right? Because it was just, and they can't understand why it went so fast. I know why, because he got vaccinated, because he thought he was doing the right thing.
I said, it seems to be more and more stuff happening, and they don't seem to understand.
Oh, they understand. They just don't want to admit it. Because
exactly.
What are they going to do?
Yeah.
The whole world would freak out if they found out the first that the whole thing was.
Yeah.
But who are they going to sue?
Yeah.
What are you going to do? The damage is done, right? There's nothing you can do about it now.
No.
You're not going to get compensated.
Yeah.
At all.
No.
There'd be an awful full jail if that was the.
I'm going to put an email in our chat here. I think it's what I've got here. Yes, I do. Aha. And if you'd like to make a donation to help with meds for Sophie, I'm sure it will be very appreciated.
I was just going to say, it would definitely be very greatly appreciated.
I'm waiting to see this.
What are you waiting to see?
Where this email's going.
Oh, I'm just going to put it in the chat thingy.
Oh, in the chat thingy. Oh,
yeah.
I thought you were going to put it on the screen.
Well, I can do that, actually, and I was going to.
I just did.
Okay. Yeah, leave it up there.
Bam.
Put a little note there why you're putting that there. Put for donations and go to.
I don't know if I can add it to that.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Where did you find that?
Why'd you do that?
Anyways, that's the email. Leave it there. Even if it's a couple of bucks, it all helps, right?
It all does. We really appreciate it. And if you guys don't feel safe sending it to our email, you guys can always go to CIBC and donate it to Sophie's trust fund. Or you guys could reach out and we could try to get you guys the number, or reach out to Brian Hurdle, her trust fund person. So trustee.
Do you guys have a web page or a?
No, we should. We should actually make our own.
See, it only puts one at a time.
Yeah.
No, we don't have anything created just for her yet.
Yeah, we should. We had a GoFundMe, but they shut it down because it was for what was it?
I maybe suggest a Teespring where you sell T-shirts. If you reach the amount of T-shirts that you set for your goal, they print them and they send them out, and they bill everybody. And they keep a cut, and then they deposit the rest into an account of your choosing. I think that if you use something like that and you're very undescriptive and sending people there, you might get away with something like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I never heard of that.
Yeah, somebody said not to use like cannabis on the thing, but I don't even know. I think we might have said CBD oil, but they literally just took it down. Do you remember why?
For GoFundMe?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they said they wouldn't have anything cannabis related.
And
nothing. So yeah, we had CBD oil in the description of why we wanted to raise money for, and yeah, they almost held. Man, it was like $1,000, I think, that was still in there. They almost held it all. Then they were like, "Well, we'll give it back to the people who donated it." I was like, "Well, that's better than nothing."
Fuckers.
Yeah, they've proven that a few times, I think. Yeah.
That's ridiculous. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's it, I get sick of seeing the GoFundMe pages because some people, I'm sorry, are just fucking whining because they're too lazy to go make their own fucking money.
Yeah, some people, it's like 50% of them.
You said CIBC Trust Fund?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's it called? Just
Sophie's Trust Fund, I'm pretty sure. Sophie Jones's Trust Fund. I can try to get the account number, or people can reach out to Brian Hurdle. He would have the account number, but I can try to ask him about it.
Yeah. Anyway, if you don't feel comfortable emailing it to us, just email us with a message and we'll get other means.
Yep.
There you go. What's everybody smoking? By the way, I didn't ask that question.
Oil.
Are you really?
I always am.
You're smoking live resin.
I have some mint chocolate wrapped in a honey oil. A cherry oil, and that's my question for later, Marcel.
That sounds slightly
what I call a sneaker.
See the bottom ticker now, Al?
Oh yeah, there you go. Thank you.
Yeah. See, I figured it out. Hopefully, I typed the email right.
Well, you didn't put the right age, that's for sure.
I didn't put any age.
Oh, look in our chat there, buddy. 6.
Okay, I will. Maybe I did. I was swamped all week. I was busy all week.
Yeah, blah blah blah. Always.
Whatever. All right. What did I miss?
I don't know what's next. So why don't we get down and dirty and explain what this disease is all about and what she has in store for her? How's that?
Yeah.
So I was to say it's a bit of a spectrum for the Malan syndrome. Like
she's in the autism spectrum, right? As well.
Yeah.
I am as well. I have ADHD.
Yeah, us both too. We're poster childs for ADHD.
Oh no! But buddy, really, I am a poster child. I was in a study in the '60s.
Literally, a poster child.
When they called it hyperactivity disorder.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I feel like
I've been doing this show
somewhere in an archive.
Yeah.
Swearing at people who are looking at me through a glass window. Seriously.
Yeah, that'd be something.
That was something.
I've been doing this show for a long time with Al and his ADHD to the point where I now just go with it.
Yeah.
Because
you can't change that.
the tangents will just change automatically, and there's no getting back to the conversation.
Sometimes you're a good steerer.
A squirrel.
Oh man,
squirrel.
No.
You're even forgetting halfway through a conversation. What was I talking about?
Yeah. That happens to me every 20 minutes. I was gonna say, the Malan syndrome. It's got quite a spectrum. I mean, like some kids walk, talk, and are just like kind of minorly affected to the point some are fully bound to a wheelchair and have feeding tubes, and you know what I mean. And
So you're eventually one of you is a 24/7 caretaker.
yeah, I was gonna say there's always somebody home.
Oh,
Yeah.
one of you there.
Yeah.
So, but eventually, when she gets older, she's going to need a caregiver, and or you're going to have a guest room somewhere, or you know, she's going to have needs, and you know, she's going to hopefully learn with you
Yep.
how to grow her own medicine.
Yeah.
You know, and that will help as therapy as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. She loves the garden. So
Yeah,
Did
let her
she
play
help
in the
you in
dirt.
garden?
yeah.
What'd you say, Marcel?
Let her play in the dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all love playing up in the garden. Yeah.
Yeah.
But dirt has healing properties in
Yeah.
itself,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I have to wear gloves.
That's
I
why
hate
one of the best things you could do, Al, is go out, dig a little hole in your backyard, put your chair, and stick your bare feet into that dirt.
Yeah. Grounding.
Grounding.
I was just trying to show my mom about.
the beach.
Have you seen grounding sheets, Marcel?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to show my mom that.
Are those the ones that are weighted?
No, they're underneath you and they're electrically charged.
Just don't piss the bed.
You usually, yeah. Well, it's just the.
It's
you
just
know how
the
you usually have
ground.
you usually have the plug-in right by your bed. And it just
I have
plugs
metal
into
in my shoulder. I'd stick to my bed.
Yeah, it just plugs into the grounding rod part of your plug-in, so it grounds your whole
Gets
bed.
shocked with a fucking bolt of lightning or something. My bed's my safe zone. Not anymore.
Well, I thought grounding was supposed to help you with thunder and lightning.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because you ground your house.
Yeah.
All right. So that's so that the lightning will hit that ground and travel straight into the ground instead of going through your house.
Yeah.
But you're adding a big copper sheet to your bed with a big cable going outside into the ground. So if the bolt of lightning hits,
It'd be going through you before it goes to hit the ground.
Copper, you're going to get toasted because
you
you're laying on a big heating element.
Just a nice little wake up for the day.
I have a cannabis question that I know Marcel will have an answer for.
Go for it.
What is the legal age that a young person can inhale cannabis?
I feel like it's fairly young.
There's no legal age.
Yeah, because I know I've seen multiple kids.
There's no legal age because that would be on the recommendation of a physician.
Yeah, no, I've seen multiple kids that were like probably 7, 8 years old that were like vaping because that was one of the only ways they could find to help them.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that an option for her?
I don't think she.
I don't know if she'd understand how to.
I'll tell you. I got to tell you an amazing story, and I don't tell a lot of people this one, but I'm going to tell everybody because the reason it happened a long time ago when cannabis was very much illegal, and I was living in BC abstaining from the product.
You can get rid of this one, Marcel. There we go.
We were camping at a campground with another family who had some young daughters, and we were all sitting around the fire. The kids had just gone to bed.
I didn't know that.
And all of a sudden, the mother heard the daughter coughing, and right away knew that her daughter was having an asthma attack and ran into the tent. The husband followed. There was another couple sitting at the campground with us that we just kind of met. And so we were kind of talking, and he said, "What's happening?" And I said, "Their daughter's having an asthma attack." "Oh," he said, "I can fix that." And he went over to the tent, and he talked to the parents for a minute, lit a joint, went in, and blew a super toke into this little girl's face as she was trying to catch a breath. And a few minutes later, there was no more asthma attack, and she was perfectly fine. And the parents were stunned. We were stunned. He said, "Yeah," he said, my daughter's got asthma. He said, "We don't even have a puffer anymore." He said, "I just carry joints." And that's what he did. Is he blew a joint. Am I going to recommend that to anybody? Not on your fucking life.
Yeah, you should probably post that online.
No, it's not something that I'm ever going to recommend anybody to do.
Yeah, that's
But I
crazy.
was there and I saw it, so I mean,
Yeah.
I kind of can't dispute it.
Right.
Yeah.
And this was, trust me, this was a long time before legalization.
Yeah.
I know just how much it helps. Like, I have a friend with CP, and she says how much it helps her spasms and
Yeah.
control her to be relaxed, and just so many benefits for her too. Like, yeah, it's crazy.
As soon as I get a cold, I just smoke more.
Yeah, same.
And I bet you all didn't think I could smoke more, but yeah, I can. I can smoke a lot.
Yeah, no, I find it cleans me out. I always laughed. I was landscaping, and we got a cold at the same time, and I'd do Big Dad first thing in the morning. And I would just clean me right out, and I'd go to work, and he'd be complaining about being stuffed up all day. And I'm fine. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Oh my. So obviously Sophie's in bed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't wake her up, damn it! Come on.
Let's bring the laptop in. Let's go.
I'm
see.
No, I was going to ask
Sophie. We'll watch the ticker go up while she's sleeping. You do it on the internet all the time.
Yeah.
All right, that's a bad.
Yeah.
Do you so does she do physio or anything like that? Or do they bother?
No,
I don't want to say bother.
If our healthcare system is up to par, she should be doing physio, but
yeah,
trying to get a person in to do physio has been
Really, you can't even get somebody in to do physio or get her somewhere.
so it costs quite a bit of money, even with our private health insurance. But when we didn't have private health insurance, the public health care system was a joke. They didn't really care. They just come prescribe her equipment, and they didn't really help with like trying to give us range of motion exercises or just all of that stuff. We do have an OT that has come in and helped a bit, but physio. We have to try to get another physio in here because, again, it's just been the whole healthcare system.
Even if you could get them to teach you,
maybe you need to learn how to give her the physio yourself.
Yeah, I mean that would be fine, but
because physio for her would be an ongoing thing. Because
you really need to learn how to do it.
The muscle development.
Yeah. And you can always get somebody in as an assistant to help, but if you know how to do it, you're not depending on a therapist to do it for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
I think most parents who are in similar situations, eventually, as they get older, have to learn how to do all this themselves because the facilities aren't there or the manpower's not there. But you can always find a personal support worker.
Yeah, that's what we have. We've got Sophie's got a nice little team.
Good.
A couple of girls that work with her, and then Dad's home right now. Full-time Mr. Mom.
Marcel.
Been a little over a year.
This is one of the Shatterizer 8-ball Kush thingies.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's a cone with some shatter in it. And
crystal. Or what do you call it?
Keef?
Keif. You say Keef, I say Keif. Thanks for falling into that, Marcel. That was our song for the day.
My gummies are kicking in.
It's going to kick in about a half an hour. You'll notice about the 8:30 mark, we both start going. So we're getting all the intelligent conversation.
Not me, because I just keep smoking joints.
Yeah.
That's why you never see my picture, because I don't want people to see how many joints I actually smoke during a 2-hour
How many do
show.
you smoke during a show?
I just said I don't want people to see how many I smoke.
Come on,
during a
just
2-hour show.
Just tell us.
Tell
I
us.
hear it.
Yeah, we can
Probably
hear
about
that.
how about one every 20 minutes.
So you smoke about 4 or 5 doobies during a show. That's what I smoke.
Yeah.
And then
I don't-
sometimes I have my shatterizer on me as well. And I bet I'm not liking this this stuff from this little pen thingy. That I'm not liking it. It's making me go.
Oh, I don't know. It's just oil and hash for me.
I should show Nick my Stundenglas.
Yeah,
I got-
I'm
yeah.
interested to see that.
Oh, you want to see
Yeah.
it? I'll go get it.
Yeah, you're right.
It's
Paid that
cool.
much money for it. I want to see it.
He didn't pay for it.
Oh wow, somebody
They
did.
sent it to him for free, the bastards. They didn't send me one. I want them to send me one now.
You're right.
I'll flog them for them. I sell all kinds of those. This one's cool because it's got the electric controller on it,
No,
so you
nice.
can set it to whatever temperature you want, versus using a torch or anything like that. But from the sound of it, you like to really burn hot.
I've completely ruined myself.
There you go.
I agree.
that is
Debbie
a-
Stoltz, Giffen, Harvest Fest does need 1 or 5 of
You're
those.
right. I'd probably take a couple visits up to that.
Yeah.
So this is it here.
There we go.
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool.
It's like it's built to send you into another dimension.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I'm doing reviews on it, and there's lots of different attachments, and then I got to put it all together. But there's a whole hookah thing. This is the module.
Yeah.
It comes off, but there's a whole set of bowls and other things that clip on there.
That's cool.
And I'm seeing now that they've just come out with a bong that clips on to this thing, so it's all, and this is all portable, right?
So it's a water pipe and a water pipe?
It's a water pipe. It's a hookah pipe. It's a
No, but I mean, if you put the other bong on there, I mean, it's already a water pipe.
Oh
pipe
yeah, but
because
it's
there's
just,
water in that.
Just a water pipe. It's not it doesn't spin. It's just a water pipe. Actually,
Right.
Put the picture on my.
No, I like that idea because it's a double filter.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Water makes a great filter for
Yeah,
cannabis.
it does.
O-ring.
It does. That's why I like that so much.
Well, and that's why you've always got to clean your dab rig, because
Yeah.
if not,
When you
you'll
lose
have a
something,
big
They always
clear
do.
scum.
a really big kit, and you put out they got a whole fix it kit with O-rings and
Yeah, that's sweet.
it's all magnetic.
Oh.
So, anyways, I'm doing a review on it, and so that's why I have it. But I like it. It's a little bit much.
Yeah, it's quite extravagant. Seems like something you wouldn't want to do by yourself.
Ask for sending it, and I will review it up the wazoo for you. But I could never afford something like this. I mean, this is $1,200 Canadian, right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And but for somebody who's into spending money on glass, and there's a lot of attachments that you can get. This is, as we talked about last week. Okay, you up until these kind of things. And the shatterizers and stuff, like all we had was a volcano.
Yeah.
Right. And so now we have options.
We had pop cans. We had
Yes,
apples,
and I had my vapor tower and blah blah.
Pop can or two.
And my cigarette package,
Yeah.
because it would take me less than 5 minutes to make a pipe out of a cigarette package.
This thing here
You want to turn somebody into an engineer fast.
is really cool because it's basically a vaporizer for your bong.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. So I'm gonna put that there because it keeps coming off. But
See, I have a Yokan one that works like that.
they're not bad. The Yokan ones.
You stick it into the stem of the bong, and then you suck on the bong.
Yeah,
it automates the vaporizer and fills up your bong that way.
Yeah.
I've been trying to talk Matt into
Vapor daddies?
putting a hose on the top of the shatterizer.
Do you remember Vapor Daddies?
Yes. I do.
That's what Debbie said. Do you remember Vapor Daddies?
I do not.
Everybody remembers Vapor Daddies.
What about the Ubi? Do you remember the Ubi? It was a fucking crack pipe. It was a single shot crack pipe that you put fucking pot in the end of it.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, but it was. It had little air holes at the top, but it was a crack pipe.
Yeah. Example of what not to
Don't use crack pipes to smoke your weed.
No, I'll give you the
Whatever works,
example
right?
what not to buy, but it's hilarious to give to somebody. I've got this face mask that's got
Yeah.
like little elastics and it goes in your face, and it's got a hose that comes off of that.
I
and
used
goes
to have
down
one of those.
to a little device that's battery operated.
On the end of this thing for this Stunden glass, and
Yeah, you fill up the bowl and you light your torch and turn it on, and it literally blasts the smoke into the face mask.
Yeah, I used to have one that was just like a bong on a face mask, and then we attached a lung to it.
No, when I was in the military, that's how we used to use our gas mask that way for super toques.
Dean gets masks for his breather because he's on an air ventilator thingy, right? He got to walk around with it, so he gets masks that he doesn't use. He uses the nose thing.
Oh,
so he's got some masks for me. I'm gonna retrofit on this thing and see what happens. I keep it really low because I can't handle it. I'm like, fucking okay, that's it.
So here's what happens when you're heating up cannabis. All right, when you inhale cannabis, it's probably the least efficient way of using cannabis for what happens. But
some people would say it's the most efficient way.
Well, no, it's the quickest way
Okay.
to get cannabis into your system is what it is. And
Okay.
because it's going into your lungs, it's going right to your brain, so it's hitting those CBD receptors and yada, yada, yada. But by smoking it, what happens is when you light it up and you start to burn it, like for a joint, for example,
right?
It's not the burning that gets you high. It's the heat before it gets burnt that vaporizes the THC and CBD and all the cannabinoids. And that's why you end up getting high.
I've never heard the explanation done like that.
Yeah, but it's not from the actual burning. It's got to vaporize. If you're burning it, it's burnt. It's gone. There's nothing there. It's burnt. Right? So it's the heating it up. So the vaporizers work the same way by heating it up to that temperature. Cannabinoids start to vaporize at around 350 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's what I like about this thing because it's very adjustable.
Right. So if you're vaporizing, the lower the temperature, the more flavor you're going to get.
Yeah.
All right. But not it, and
because you're steaming it,
and the least amount of smoke. If you're somebody that likes the smoke, you go to a higher temperature. Once you start getting up above 400, 500, 600 degrees, you're burning it. So what you're getting is a big cloud of smoke. But your action of getting the cannabinoids.
Come on, say it.
Cannabinoid is still the same way. All right. And it's what you're getting before it burns. So there's no real difference in what there is. Lower temperature, it lasts longer. You don't get a big cloud of smoke and you don't cough and gag as much. High temperature, big clouds, lots of coughing and gagging because you've just inhaled a bunch of burnt material, right? So with vaporizers, you try and find your happy medium.
That's right, yeah.
Somebody like me that started smoking joints a long ass time ago has a hard time with vaporizer because it's not the same.
No.
It's not the same feeling or effect that you get from a joint.
Yep.
Right? So vaporizers are great for people that aren't used to joints, but if you smoke joints, you'll never get the same effect from a vaporizer that you do from a joint.
It's just different. I wouldn't say it's a different feeling. But
yeah.
I like having the Shatterizer with me because it's portable and I've always got it with me when I'm out. So I've always got something, right?
I like Shatterizer because I like it for my hash.
It burns everything in it.
Yeah. but I use full
Ash
melt
in it
hash.
because it just ends up in a big rock at the bottom eventually.
Nah, you heat it up and dig it out.
Yeah,
I use it ceramic coils.
so do I.
I don't use the quad coil for that.
Yeah, no, I use this. I use the smaller ceramic ones. I don't like the new 3-coil ones. That's too much. That's the bigger one for the bubbler.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't used the bubbler in a bit.
You got a bubbler, right?
Yeah, I got one. And I've got an S pod.
Yes.
The oil.
Oh, I remember those. Yeah, those little things there.
Yeah. Then
But
I'll run into the same problem.
How to infuse the rocks again, right?
What? No. The S pod, you just fill it with oil, but it has the same wicking problem that they all do when you're using straight oil.
Oh, yeah.
So if you can't dilute it, then it doesn't work. And that's why they have such problems with distillate pens. Now, but Darcy's got one that's a shatter pen that he picked up that I tried.
There is a pod with a larger hole too.
Well, this one's different because what they've done is they liquefied shatter.
Yeah.
But there's no additives.
Yeah.
In this, it's just shatter. It takes a bit, to get the pen to start, but once it starts, it burns off nice. But I don't think those are on the legal market.
Shatterizer has one of those things. It's a little ceramic thing that you drop in, and it's been absorbed with whatever they're using. But it's not available here. It's only available in the States.
Well, I know because he asked me if I could make them for him.
I know that because I told him to.
Yeah. And yes, I could make them for him. Yeah, I mean, they're cool, but that would be great.
I use the ceramic one for my oil.
It'd be good for the legal market, but that's about it.
Yeah, I've not tried one. No, I probably have. No, I haven't because he couldn't even get them for himself to try. Oh, the market's here so fucked up.
Just hang on a second.
Darcy was supposed to be here by 9. Just saying.
Fail.
When he comes on. Hey, what happened?
Yeah. Yeah, Dale uses ceramic coil for his oil, so.
Yes.
That's all fine and good.
That's what I do.
So you've started up your petition, or you still in the process of making your petition?
In the process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Debbie said that we are hoping to have it for the 420 get together there. I don't know if it's called a bazaar, whatever. The 420.
Everything's
420
bizarre.
Celebration. No,
Yeah.
It's not bizarre. It's just bizarre the people that go. Where are they doing? Where's Mom doing their 420 this year?
I don't know if it's going to be Greenwich again.
Debbie.
Yeah, Debbie, if you're still on.
Give her a minute.
Yeah, but I think that she's talking about like a barbecue and like face painting and music and a whole bunch of stuff, I think.
Cool.
Yeah.
Any of that shit.
Yep.
Yes. They used to do it at the Dartmouth Commons for a long
Wait
time.
for it, it's coming.
But, all right, Debbie Stolz-Giffen, where is the Mum 420 event
She's
this
typing.
year?
Give her a second.
Ooh, there's vendors.
Oh, yeah. Can't forget all the good vendors that she's got lined up.
Best part.
The cotton candy and popcorn and all the friggin' cool stuff that she gets brought in.
Shush, I have no munchies. Stop.
Yeah, it is
We don't
Greenwich.
have much either. She should
Greenwich.
stop.
Greenwich, way the other end of the friggin' block.
Greenwich, not Greenwich.
Nah, it's Greenwich.
This weird names that.
Yeah, lots around here.
Okie, turn yourself around.
used to work in a store in Milford, which had two signs that I had to translate to people on a daily basis, especially people from Ontario and Quebec. And it was always, how do you say that? I said, Esso. So the other sign, those towns. I said, Shubenacadie. He said, Shubenacadie. Hey, it's just like it looks. Yeah, just like it looks. And he said, what's the other? I said, Muscadobit. Okay, I thought that was mosquito bite.
I thought it was funny. My sister spent like 5 or 6 years in Alberta, and she came home when we were on the highway. She said something. She's like, "Oh, look, tantalon." And I was like, "That's tantalon." That's tantalon, Caitlin. Oh, that was funny.
The Muscadobit is the one that gets me.
Oh, yeah, that gets most people.
Yeah. So, are you from Nova Scotia, both of you, originally, or?
Yeah. Yeah, I spent like 4 years out in Alberta working, but
you're from down the valley way, or?
Yeah, from out in Lake Paul. You know where that is?
Yeah.
Kind of east Dalhousie way.
Yeah.
I grew up in Kingston. We live in Elford. So.
Oh, sorry about that. No, I'm kidding. Kingston's a nice place to drive through.
Right. That's why I moved to Elford.
It's big places that you blink and you miss it pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a whole lot going on in Kingston.
No.
It used to be when they had the train going through there, but
yeah, when they stop the trains down there.
90. It was like 92 or 93. Just yeah, I was just young enough to not barely remember it.
I used to get all of
going up here either anymore.
Yeah.
the nails off the railroad tracks when I was younger.
Yeah, I remember going through Berwick and stuff and going over the old tracks.
Yeah.
I used to hang out my summers in Aldershot.
Yeah.
Playing
That'd
in the
be
sand.
fun.
It was what? Did you say it would be fun?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't fun. It was sandy, dusty, dirty, horrible, miserable. But yeah, it was fun at the same time.
Debbie, I was just telling him that before we got started. I was telling him how much I loved Al.
All right, so Debbie, come on. Where's this petition? And why haven't you got it finished?
We're waiting. Come on, Deb.
From the sounds of it, we're waiting on you.
God.
Maybe we should bring Debbie on and ask her, what's actually going on here. What's the delay? These people in a hurry.
Oh, man.
But I'll tell you, whatever you do for a petition, you make sure you send it to the opposition.
Yes, Debbie.
No, technically you cannot say that, Debbie. You're not here.
Look, we got a phone call on Skype.
Yeah.
She's been working hard. She's got a lot on her plate. I'll tell him to frig off.
Tease Debbie. I can tease my Debbie.
No, we both got a lot on our plate, and yeah,
plate's full,
right?
Plate's overflowing.
Yeah. No, we were hoping to have it done for the Valentine's Bazaar, I think, but I think she's just hoping to have it out for the 420 now. So she wanted to make sure we were going the right way, asking the right questions on the petition, and then
he's yelling at Marcel right now.
make
She's calling me every
Oh
once in a
yeah.
while.
Right.
But you'll
Wants-
notice she still is avoiding the answer.
Wants to make sure she has a return address on it and all of that good stuff. Because I don't know.
Listen, these parliamentary petition things are a total nightmare to do
Right?
because you've got to have everything's got to be perfect.
Yeah.
Or they won't even look at it.
Yeah.
But you got to get a member of parliament on your side.
Yeah.
That's just it.
Because you need
Chris,
a member of parliament.
Chris is there, but I don't know if. Yeah, I'm hoping, like Debbie said, maybe reach out to one of the, the NDPs or the
An opposing party.
Yeah. So.
Opposing health critic.
So basically, what you're doing is you're petitioning government to help subsidize your medication for your daughter.
Yeah. Just doesn't make sense why they would pay for everything else. Why can't they help with this?
Yeah, not that. But there are cases where they've been forced into covering it.
Yeah.
It's a matter of will they help cover what you need.
Yeah.
If you go it on your own, and they are, can you get funding? Has anybody ever gotten funding for setting up a grow room and stuff like that for medicinal purposes, Marcel?
Nope.
Well,
I'm not going to say that. Well, not from the government. They haven't.
That was one of our ideas for a Make-A-Wish, but I don't know.
I might know of
good for a TV show.
I might know of somebody who had their garden covered by workers' comp. But
I know that
2 years of court legal battles.
I know that Marie Tripp had her equipment and cannabis covered. She forced ODSP, and she's gone now. But she was under a gag order, and she couldn't talk about it.
Same as this one that I know of with workers' comp.
Yeah. And it's stupid that they don't want you to say, hey man, the government's paying for my weed. But yet in the States, you get a whole can of the fucking shit.
Yep. Well, they want to give it to us for free, but we can't even do it that way. So.
Really? Wow.
Make-A-Wish should build a garden. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
We don't know if they want to have anything to do with that.
There's only one way that you can find out.
Yeah. Well, we mentioned an accessible greenhouse, and they were like, "Well, that's an idea."
Yeah.
We just didn't say what it would be for.
Put whatever you want in it. I don't think. Yeah. I've watched a lot of DIY shows on those things because I'm in the process of building mine.
Yeah.
And I've got a greenhouse outside here in the backyard, and I put all this money into it. I don't want to waste it. I want to do it right. I'm learning. Yeah. It's not been a fun journey, unfortunately.
How much snow's on the roof of that greenhouse?
Absolutely nothing right at the moment.
Good. Have you had to shovel it off?
No, and last year there was a good foot on it last year. So
yeah, you should never let it get more than 6 inches on it.
That's what she said.
That's what I just said. A foot's way too much.
It doesn't. You know what? I keep an eye on it all the time, and it slides down after a bit. So, but yes, I have something rigged up that I can go out and pull snow off if I need to. I haven't had to. And then last year, it was so thick back there. I mean, it was 5 feet of snow surrounding the damn thing. Couldn't even get in there. The kid couldn't even get in there. So this year, nothing this year at all, man. Like, I mean, we've got another 2.
You haven't really hit winter yet.
Yeah, no, not really. Yeah, that's what I keep telling people. It's like it ain't over yet.
Nope.
Right? There's still another month. Maybe.
They're going, oh, we got hit with all this snow. This is nothing. We haven't hit winter yet. This is just prelude shit.
One of the kids said her 90-some-odd-year-old neighbor said that this was the first summer or the first Christmas in his lifetime living up here that there's been no snow. There was no snow. We had snow, quite a bit of snow, gone. We got a little, gone. It's more muddy and poop at the moment.
That's kind of the way our winters have been the last few years.
What are you growing this year?
Who?
I don't know.
That's Dale.
No,
Dale
I don't
must
know
know.
yet. I don't know yet. I leave it up to my buddy. He's growing some for me. It's a couple clones.
I've started my
I wish I
seeds.
could find some fucking clones.
Yeah, last year.
You can send me clones.
Hey Al,
Yo.
I started 11 seeds.
Yes.
10 cracked.
Yes.
So I transplanted those 10, and one's not going to make it. So I ended up with 9.
Well, right now I can't even get pods or fresh dirt. They don't have any.
Man,
we've got a home hardware here. That's it. Right? And they don't have any gardening stuff at all at the moment.
Tea bag.
Well, yeah, I could use all those
tea bags. Oh.
No, not tea bags. Thunder Bay.
3.5 hours?
Yeah.
That's a day adventure, dude. Fuck that shit. They have snow up there.
Nobody does indoor gardening where you live?
No.
Oh, dude, you should open up a grow shop.
Yeah, well, in a former life, maybe.
Yeah, I suppose you're old now.
I tried that, didn't I? It didn't work out so well. Yeah. But no, I mean, I'll figure it out. I have no choice, right? I mean, it's gotten to the point where I can either pay for it or I can grow it. I can't do both. So
that's where I am. Yeah.
You buy clone shippers, and he'll send you some clone.
Where do I get clone shippers?
You just go to Amazon.
Well, we'll talk about it.
Actually, I'm going to go look.
All right. We've still got a half an hour. Might as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to grow some more this year. At least grow better.
Since we're talking about grow stuff, let's we'll be right back. We're gonna do a quick little commercial, and we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Timmy.
And I'm Marijane. He's the newbie.
She's the doobie, and this is the show
where we
tote
cannabis.
Talk.
From both sides.
Is that even possible?
Announcing CBG TV's Bud Break book. Get your copy now. Detailed strain reviews. Every purchase supports the ongoing efforts of CBG TV. Available from Amazon and at cbgtv.com or scan the QR code.
Me too.
This is how we grow the weed.
Darcy's not here, but I thought I'd play it anyways.
He lied. He was supposed to be here.
Yeah. Just because he lied to us.
This is how we grow the weed.
Where are you now there, Scooter Boy?
All right. What's your cannabis growing questions, and I'll answer them for him.
Well, I actually, go ahead. Got anybody? What I wanted to know was, what is the difference between honey oil and cherry oil?
The color.
So it's the product.
It's the color.
It's the product that you use.
I mean, kind of strain specific and process specific, but the name is really the color.
But okay, so it's not like what I was thinking was, because I didn't know.
Except for
honey oil would be all bud, where cherry oil would be a little bit of everything. That's what my thinking was.
No, think of it more along the lines of more mature cannabis, more cherry.
Okay, so the older the bud, the more
the CBN. the
That's what I
amber
was just
color.
going to say. The
All right.
CBD.
So as the
Yeah,
increase in CBN, all right,
Mhm.
increases,
Mhm.
your oil becomes a much darker oil. Or
Because if you let
with that
CBD,
with that honey oil process.
yeah,
And there's just a BH, what they call a BHA or a butene hash oil, right?
Yeah, the fuckers that blow up apartment buildings.
yeah.
Yep.
I say you could technically turn honey oil into cherry oil by leaving it out in the sun, can't you?
Yep.
Yeah.
So cherry oil most likely in most cases is matured honey oil.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
All right.
or the pod that was grown a little longer than it needed to be.
Like a few
Um,
years ago. And just wanted to use it up.
although there are still some idiots out there that are using Coleman camp fuel
Yeah, I've heard it all.
for extractions, which makes a red oil, and selling that as
Oh my
cherry oil.
god.
Which is that's what
Okay.
Rick Simpson's old method used to be, was with
No,
what
Rick Simpson's method was with naphtha,
that's the word I was thinking about.
right? Which Coleman camp fuel is naphtha with a red dye,
Yes.
Oh jeez.
right? So you know what it is, and it's a anti-rust agents and stuff
Yeah.
like that
And
for
it's
your
not
Coleman
good because
stove.
it stays in your concentrates,
Well, it
right?
stays in the concentrate. You've concentrated it down.
Yeah. But now,
Because
from what
Rick
I understand, Marcel, though,
Rick was using pure naphtha because
there
he
is
was
one solvent that's better than naphtha, and that is actually diesel, right?
what?
They used it for cocaine.
Well, yeah, that's what I've
No,
understood.
gasoline is a little cleaner for cocaine.
Well,
I mean,
they use battery acid for cocaine,
Yeah.
dude. I've seen the process.
oh yeah, but I mean, gasoline works perfectly fine for that process. That process would also work using something like isopropyl alcohol, the same
Yeah,
token.
Yeah.
Um,
which is what most
but
reasonable
think of
thinking
it where
people use.
gasoline is like 6 cents a liter in Venezuela, right?
But
Gas is
there's a lot
cheap.
of benzene in that shit, right?
Yeah, so it's
So you
Coke.
don't want that in your concentrates. Does that boil off?
And your Coke, who cares? It's your Coke,
Okay, well, now to the Coke.
right?
Welcome to the
That's still
Cocaine Hour
cocaine
on the
hour.
420 Network.
But no, it depends because different solvents do different things. All right, so grain alcohol
Well, that's why I said that
is a
there's
solvent that
naphtha in,
removes,
yeah.
all the nonpolar soluble compounds. So your THC, CBD, a lot of
And
the
you
bigger
the
non
one that you use,
compounds.
the isopropyl, 99% isopropyl is unipolar, right?
Right, it does both nonpolar and
So you
polar
get more
soluble,
cannabinoids,
a wider range of cannabinoids.
or as Chris
Hexane,
says, cannabinoids.
hexane, which is one of the faster ones for extraction.
Who?
Hexane.
What is that?
It's a hydrocarbon, so
It's
it's kind of like propane
I
and
thought
those
the
types of flammable
best method
gases.
was a hydrogen, not hydrogen, like liquid nitrogen, because it's
Well,
so cold. Cold.
that just freezes it.
It doesn't. You. Oh yeah, you can't. No, well, yeah, that makes sense. You can't look
Right?
it's frozen, can you? Duh.
Well, yeah, you can extract it into a dry sift
Well,
and
there's cold
turn it all into
extraction,
hash.
right? That they use that.
Yeah, it's a CO2 extraction,
Thank you. The CO2. Yeah.
right? Which nobody's going to set up in their
What's
backyard.
the most dangerous method of extracting cannabis that's obviously illegal?
Fucking butane in your apartment building.
Oh my
I better
gosh.
go shut that off.
Because
I'll be right back.
because there's
My cousin blew up his stove in his apartment in Alberta doing that, and it
right.
it almost blew up half the apartment. Like it
We know
was quite.
somebody who's
So
done that, don't we?
no, that was a different situation. What happened there?
Oh,
Fair enough.
But explain how this is done. So they use this little rig called a honey collector, and it's
Yeah,
basically it's a
a
little
tube
filter disc, right?
at the bottom of the
That
tube.
at the bottom of the tube,
Yeah.
and you pack all your bud into it, and it has a small little opening on the top, and you
Little nipple.
literally spray
Yeah.
cans of butane into the top and have it exit in a liquid form at the bottom,
Yeah.
which is also not completely liquid, it's still gaseous. So these guys will sit in an apartment with 25, 30 cases of cans and start pumping it through.
Yeah.
And then somebody's phone goes off and blows the fucking apartment up.
Yeah.
Just
being anyhow.
in Kensington Market
And-
area, that happened just down the road.
It's happened a lot.
Uh,
So I mean, do I condone
Was that a
making
legal
honey oil
store in
with
the
that?
basement, though?
No, I don't condone it, but if you're going to do it outside.
yeah.
All right? And do it in the wintertime.
Yeah, that's why I like Chris. That's what Chris Backer always said. He just said, like, at least do it out. Have some ventilation.
Heard that one, didn't he?
Yeah, I know. Chris Backer listened to me talk about making oil outside and blew his house up a week later. So,
Man.
Chris and I have had words.
Yeah.
Love Chris.
Yeah.
Awesome dude.
Love you, Chris.
Yeah. But he knows he screwed up, and he knows why he
Yeah.
screwed up, right?
Yeah.
The problem is you're dealing with a flammable vapor, and as soon as you get more than a 20% concentration in the room, you're an explosion waiting to happen.
Yeah. So I'm glad we got the garage out there. I can just open the garage door.
Yeah, but in the wintertime, you have less humidity, so it evaporates faster.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're doing a butane extraction, do it outside in the friggin' snowbank.
Yeah.
And extract it outside. What?
You'd think that people would know this.
Yeah, but the problem is people don't want to get caught doing this.
Well, it's like you don't.
So it's hard to go outside and do it.
You don't
Somebody's
store
going to lug
cans in your basement.
Some people do.
Some people do, though.
Yeah.
We like
But,
it so much.
I mean-
We just bought a press.
Yeah, I mean, people aren't going to traipse into the woods with 10 cases of butane and extrapolate in the woods so nobody knows what they're doing.
Some people do.
So-
Hey, you get an idea.
No.
People are going to.
No,
now.
because somebody that's going to go buy 10 cases of butane, but somebody that's going to go buy 10 cases of butane to extract oil
Yeah.
isn't the sharpest light bulb in that pack. Right? So, yeah. If you're doing any extractions with a flammable substance, do it outdoors in a well-ventilated area.
Yeah.
I'm just going to continue squishing my shit.
Yeah, same.
Squishing your shit is perfectly safe.
Yeah.
Magic butter machine, perfectly safe.
I have one
Old
of those.
method of cooking it on the stove for
have a stove.
24
I have
hours in a
a
pot of
stirring
water
magic
is
butter
perfectly
machine.
safe.
Yeah.
I have a Stinden glass. Stinden glass. Stinden glass.
Extractions, not safe.
Yeah.
But if
Have
you
a
know what you're
Shadrach.
doing, you can be safe.
Yeah.
And
So, I
it's
want
not hard to
make
learn.
sure- Okay, explain again, please, because we're getting to the end of the show. I want to make sure that people understand what we're trying to do,
What we were talking about.
and what we're talking about, and who we're talking about.
Yeah.
You maybe show that picture again.
One of the Sophie and the Plant.
Sure, Sophie and the Plant. There's a good thing for your website, Sophie and the Plant.
You're right.
Sounds like
Tree.
a
Sophie and the tree.
child's book. There you go.
Yeah.
I want 50% of that. It was my idea right here.
You better illustrate it too.
We should make a child's book about it. That'd be
Yeah.
cute. So Sophie was born with a rare genetic condition that causes life-threatening epilepsy. She tried 3 different medications.
It's called Malan Syndrome.
Oh, sorry. So she tried 3 different medications, resulting in bad side effects. She was in and out of hospital 2 to 3 times a week. She was sleeping her days away from the barbiturates.
I've heard those.
It was
They
horrible.
would knock her out for a whole day every time.
Clusters were coming in 5 minutes, lasting up to 45 minutes of clustering. And they weren't stopping until we were giving her a rescue medication. We were having to give her an antihistamine to stop the red rash and the hives, with still no side effect or no control. So her neurologist said it was either the ketogenic diet or the try CBD oil. So he was,
and
the doctor is the one that suggested it.
well,
I say not really. I think
Or you
I'm
gave
pretty
him a
sure we
choice.
mentioned that.
Yeah. Well, it was I think it was that, or because I did remember he mentioned that there was that, but I think we were
he mentioned the keto diet, but she was so skinny and stuff, and she would have had to fast for like at least 24 hours, I think, and
she can't afford to fast for.
We had to be in the hospital for like a week while they changed her whole diet on her.
Yeah, and then it's like we would have had to worry if any relative, or if one of her workers gave her something she wasn't supposed to have, it could cause a seizure.
When she's in the hospital, they allow her.
But the problem is you put her through all that, and there's no guarantee that it works.
That's right.
Yeah.
The easier test was the CBD.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Do they allow her to use her CBD when she's in the hospital?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, they're pretty lenient about that.
Do that by intravenous or by the tincture as well?
The tincture.
The tincture, yeah. Just by.
Did you say intravenous?
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
That'd be cool.
Not yet.
Not yet.
No, they're pretty understanding about it. I mean, some people are still kind of like lenient, or not lenient about it, but like
skeptical. I don't know.
But she has it in her record, so they understood.
That's crazy, the amount of taboo that's still out there for people who have no interaction with it. You know what I mean? They have no reason to see that it's working. They're just kind of in their own little bubble, and then it's hard for them to come out and see how beneficial it is for somebody like Sophie.
Yeah. She's got a good appetite now. She's actually going 2 to weeks. Some days. 2 weeks at least, no naps.
Yeah.
Is she still having seizures?
So she'll have like maybe 1 or 2 a month.
That's what I was gonna say, and they're more like absent seizures. She doesn't convulse. She doesn't.
They're not like big tonic-clonic seizures.
Probably caused by stress.
Yeah, or like sickness. If she's got a flu, she usually has them. But I mean, like usually we notice the postictal state, the aftermath of a seizure, more than the actual seizure. Now we've caught them, but they're not like they're hard to catch. They're that small now.
Yeah.
So,
and they don't come in clusters.
Yeah. Very good.
There's a question for you. I know that Cheryl has been doing microdosing of cannabis, raw cannabis, with Haley.
Yeah.
And although she's much older now.
Yeah.
Marcel, would that work for Sophie?
They're having a hard enough time trying to get a supply now. It takes a lot more cannabis to get raw cannabis juice.
Yeah.
I get you.
Right.
So it's actually better just to use the oil.
Yeah, economically, I don't think it's worth it.
But
I'll tell you what,
if she then you have it.
I bet you she'd gag on this one.
Yeah.
It is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've tried it. I don't like it at all. It's make a face.
Oh, I've tried it.
Well, how does Haley do it?
Probably same way Sophie does with her oil.
I believe it's introduced through her food.
Oh, I think I remember watching a video of her mom talk about the greens or something.
Yeah, that's what she's doing. Yeah, like salad.
It's just it's like chlorophyll overkill.
Yeah.
All right, this stuff comes out almost black.
Wow.
There's so much chlorophyll in it. Because you've got to take it off the plant fresh and juice
But
it.
if it works,
yeah, that's just it, right?
If it's working, keep doing it.
And I mean, if it works, then by all means, do it. If you can do it without gagging, even better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just I can't do it without the
Yeah,
gag.
I don't think it
No.
I'm a texture person.
Yeah, it's not even the texture. It's just bad, and it's funny. It'll happen to almost everybody that eats a lot of cannabis with a lot of chlorophyll in it. That eventually they'll get to this that it just affects their gag reflex so bad they can't do
Yeah.
it anymore. Um,
That's why I've stopped using for making butter for my cookies. I've stopped using plant matter. I'm just using bud.
yeah, but even that, even bud will still get chlorophyll.
Yeah, but
So
not as
But
much.
not as much.
I
Yeah, I
noticed that if
agree.
I start
It's the
using
same
bud,
thing when I do my presses. If I have any amount of,
yeah,
I taste it in the.
I don't
yeah,
mind it. I just don't want it all the time because I notice a difference.
Yeah.
It's not the same medication wise.
Yeah.
yeah. I know. If I need butter, I just melt butter and inject some oil into it
Yeah.
Yeah.
and mix it up. Takes me 90
Can I
seconds
do
to make
that with a
butter.
cherry oil?
What? Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
of course you can.
All right.
Your butter's still going to have that color to it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't care about the color as long as the taste is there.
Yeah.
If you like that taste, yeah, go for it.
When I say the taste, I mean I want it to taste like a pot cookie. I don't necessarily want it to. It's going to
Okay,
taste more
so
hacky. It'll be more
smell
hacky, right?
the oil and see if there's enough terpene in
Yeah.
it.
Well, that's what I'm doing now. Is I've got it on a coffee warmer, and it's been on since this afternoon.
And
Just
then
getting rid of the
remember,
oil.
what was the solvent used?
It was BHO. So
Okay.
yeah.
Is it still bubbling?
No, it bubbled off pretty quick after actually this afternoon.
Usually does,
Yeah, and
especially
so
this
now
time of year.
I've left it on, and I'll take it off when we're done here, and let it sit for a bit.
It might harden up to a rock, but
Whatever,
it's fine.
just reheat it.
Let it set long enough, it shatter.
Well, it's only been a few hours. I was going to leave it on all night, and I decided that hey, I'm better do it so I can hear the explosion.
I don't
Yeah.
think you'd have enough in that.
No, and that's why it's just sitting in the kitchen, right?
Yeah.
I didn't take it
Yeah.
outside. It's just a small baby jar that's only got this much in it. So there's
So take a toothpick or something and stir it around every once in a while
okay.
and see if you get any bubbles.
Okay, I'll do that when we're done here.
Because if you get bubbles, there's still stuff in there.
I think it's done because when I came into the kitchen, I could smell it, and then I picked it up and I sniffed inside the bottle, and I can't smell it anymore.
Well, stir it around and then smell it.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah. Me and Kaylee have been getting into the sourdough lately, so we should start infusing some of that.
Oh, yeah. You got a bread maker, do you?
No. Well, we do, but we haven't been using it. I've been using my Dutch oven and all kinds of stuff.
I got an ice cream maker that I
want one of those.
Sherbet. I made some sherbet out of it. Orange sherbet. It was like creamsicle.
Oh.
Just the milk stuff that you use, the sweetened condensed milk.
Yeah.
And a bottle of orange crush. But I'm gonna throw some oil in there as soon as I get all the crap out of it.
Yeah.
And then we'll go.
That's awesome. Yeah, well, I've just been talking about wanting to get an ice cream maker lately.
I make ice cream all the time.
I got
infused ice cream, right?
Yeah, you're right, Dale. We've been
That's all
making
I make
everything with the sourdough.
is infused.
That would be good.
Well, you know what? I'm ready to just go get a box of chocolate milk and put it in there, man.
Yeah.
Great with pop too. I had an infused Ryan Coke with the ice, and it was fucking awesome. I dumped a bottle of pop in it.
In what?
Why?
Ice cream.
maker.
And it was all just like okay. So
We're gonna flag here. We talk about cocaine anymore.
no, well, Did you watch Griselda? Speaking of cocaine,
No,
it's a good movie. I enjoyed
don't
it.
care. It's about cocaine.
Yeah. Pablo Escobar.
I
Anyway,
know how it's
thank
done,
you.
and I know how they make it, so I don't want to.
I watched a documentary. Gordon Ramsay went into the bush with
I
some.
feel like I heard about that. I never get to see it.
After his dad, his brother, OD'd. He decided he wanted to see everything, and he got good access doing it. Yeah.
Oh, he went to the ayahuasca.
Me too. Yeah.
The ayahuasca ride.
I don't
I always
remember.
wanted to do ayahuasca.
Yeah, I haven't done that yet, or the DMT.
Yeah, I want to do either or.
It's too much. Like I microdose. You know, I did 0.2 today.
Yeah.
No, 0.02. 0.02.
I've only ever done wheat salvia and mushrooms, but I've done a lot of mushrooms.
You sure 0.02?
Okay, 0.2. 0.2.
Yeah, 0.2 makes more sense. 0.02 would be a micro.
It said 2. 2.0 is what it said, Marcel.
Be a microdose for a newbie.
I want to see that. I'm going to watch it this weekend as soon as it shows up. Somewhere.
Yeah, I want to see that too. I'm trying to watch it.
Well, thank you guys.
Yeah.
Keep in touch. Let us know what's going on, please. If you can help, a couple bucks, you know. And if not, well, thank you for listening.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to our story.
Glad we can come on.
We will.
Yeah.
We will.
Yeah, if you can't donate, just remember this. You know, this could happen to you.
Yeah.
I'll guilt everybody into donating.
Well, I know Jerry Lewis did it for how many years?
Yeah, he did it for a long time, didn't he?
He did it. So we've got to run.
Yeah, we gotta go play that exit song.
Going by fast.
The exit song.
Whatever you do.
Do.
We're gonna do the do that I do. We'll be right back. We'll be here next week. Don't have any guests.
Be right back. You just wait right there.
You wait right there, and we'll be right with you.
We don't have a guest next week. Maybe we'll get Kaylee and Nick to come back.
Yeah, see what
they
we're
can
doing.
hang out with us. Nobody else wants to come.
Trend.
Even the ones that are supposed to be here aren't here. So
well,
we're cool.
Cannabis infotainment that includes patient stories, discussions, the news and more. Live event coverage promotes your event and those who support you. Tune in and subscribe today. Cannabis Broadcasting Group here at cbgtv.com.